Well, hello everyone, and welcome back to Football Overseas. And it's a very short turnaround in the Championship this week. We had obviously just completed the weekend's fixtures, and here we go again, looking at the next full round of fixtures in this midweek. They're across Tuesday and Wednesday, so that gives us a chance to look back at some of the sort of highlights of the weekend. Just point out a few changes in the league table and a few notable scorelines. The eye-opening scorelines in some cases, and look forward to, as I say, a full programme of midweek matches, which is effectively match week 8, because everybody is playing, which is just what I like, because it keeps the league tables nice and neat and tidy. So there we go then, here we go. Let's look back at the weekend. Well, we still have West Brom at the top of the table. However, they were given a bit of a jolt, a surprising one for me, I have to say. I had them down to go to Sheffield Wednesday and take the points, but they were, as I say, given a bit of a nudge in the ribs, and Sheffield Wednesday overturned the form book there and ran out 3-2 winners. So West Brom's first defeat of the season, and they'll want to put that to rights when we look at who they're playing shortly. Sunderland had a jolt as well, so it wasn't a great day for those at the top. They lost their second match of the season, and that was at Watford. Again, a little bit of a surprise maybe, though Watford have started the season pretty solidly. Although I think I predicted Sunderland to take something from the game, Watford did nudge them away, put them away 2-1, so there we go. West Brom and Sunderland licking their wounds, but only a short turnaround, and they're probably grateful for that. Teams that have a poor weekend, when you know you've got a midweek fixture just a couple of 3 days away, then it does help repair the wounds and very quickly and get your mind and just shake it off, really, because you can't do anything about it now. At the bottom, we still have 2 winless teams, and they remain the winless teams after the weekend. Cardiff slipping up again, or a bit more than slipping up. They went in a complete tailspin and losing 4-1 to Hull City. And Portsmouth, again, another fixture. They'll be glad to see now the back of that set of 7 fixtures against 7 of the top sides that could easily be in the playoff mix, at least, if not vying for better honours. So Portsmouth have had a real hard, tough run of fixtures, and I didn't see any of the match, but they apparently played pretty well and pushed Sheffield United, all the way. So much so that their manager was very complimentary of the way Portsmouth just grouped together and really made it very difficult for them collectively, supporters and team. So there we go. So we still have 2 winless teams. They'll be looking to put that right soon. But that's the way we are, and the rest are shuffling around in the middle positions. So we'll see what went on, and we'll see what's coming up over the next couple of nights, Tuesday and Wednesday. So 1st of October, there we go. Halloween month is upon us. And we start with Burnley versus Plymouth Argyle. This is the first match, or the first fixture listed for Tuesday evening. So Plymouth, again, I watched some of their game, and they really did play well on Friday night against Luton. Luton, had their chances, of course. They're going to create chances, generally speaking, but Plymouth really did dig in, played some really attractive football at times. So it was a very watchable match. However, I think they're going to find Burnley wanting to put right their drop points at the weekend. A couple of points dropped to Oxford. Nothing too drastic, but nevertheless, they won't want to go on a little run of dropping points. So I think their home form will just see them through on Tuesday night. So I'm going to go in this one: Burnley 2, Plymouth Argyle 1. Then we have second match listed, Cardiff City against Millwall. Now, can Cardiff get a win here? They really do need to pretty soon. They did, as I say, slip up quite badly really at the weekend, losing 4-1 to Hull City. Millwall had a good win against struggling Preston, who now haven't won for 6 matches since for 4 matches, sorry. So they'll be looking to arrest that slide. So the change of manager hasn't done too much for them, and it hasn't done too much for Cardiff yet either. So we have Cardiff and Millwall. Well, I think Cardiff might just man up a little bit here, and I'm going to go to take a point and score a goal. So I'm going to go for Cardiff City 1, Millwall 1. Then we have still on Tuesday, of course, Coventry City against Blackburn Rovers. Now, Coventry are really not starting the season well at all. They sort of did this last year, if I recall, but they had mitigation then with their ground issues and everything. But this season they haven't got those issues. They're just not firing yet. And I think a lot of people have them down to have a good season and be knocking on the door, but it's a long, long way to go. But the clock's back yet, although we will this month. So we've got Coventry against Blackburn, and Blackburn are really looking good at the moment. Still unbeaten. Another good win at the weekend when they put away Queen's Park Rangers at home. It's fairly regulation 2-0. So I'm going to go for another one of those regulation 2-0s. I'm going to say Blackburn will turn out full of confidence and just sort of prey on Coventry's little wobbly start, to say the least. So I'm going to go Coventry City 0, Blackburn Rovers 2. Then we have Luton against Oxford. As I say, Luton played their part in a really good game down at Home Park on Friday night. So Wayne Rooney's got Plymouth starting to tick, and they just seem to be playing for him and relating to him. It was good to see the whole Plymouth thing, if you like, given to the public viewing on their live game. And Luton came unstuck and went down by 3-1. And here now they're playing Oxford, who had a very creditable draw, even though it was at home. 0-0 draw against Burnley. It's always good to shut, but if you shut Burnley out, you've always got a chance, of course. But I think Luton will just be wanting to put right the wrong of last Friday, and I think they'll ease that into that match and take it by 2-0. So I'm going to go Luton Town 2, Oxford 0 on Tuesday night. A few more left on Tuesday. We've got Norwich against Leeds. Now, Norwich went to Derby, who had previously, I think, won all 3 of their home matches. And Norwich turned up and turned them over by 3-2. So that was an excellent win for Norwich. And Derby will be, not alarm bells ringing, but they haven't picked up any away points yet, I don't think so. They will be wanting to get some points. We'll see where they're playing in a moment. So Norwich against Leeds. Now Leeds put away Coventry, as I say, struggling Coventry at the moment, 3-0 at home. Fairly easy enough for them on the day, and I think they'll back that up here. Although I think it'll be the game of the day or the game of the night on Tuesday. Norwich against Leeds. I'm going to go for Norwich City 1, Leeds United 2, but it will be a good game and a close match, I feel. Then we come to Queen's Park Rangers versus Hull. Queen's Park Rangers just starting to slide down the table. They had 4 draws and a win in a 5-match sequence. And if you don't then go into a winning mode and go to a losing mode, all the draws become difficult they become an issue because you haven't got you going the nosediving the wrong way. So Hull City have seemed to just starting to get their sort of engine oil now. Put 4 goals past Cardiff. Admittedly, Cardiff are struggling poorly at the moment, but still, you've still got to do the job, whoever you're playing. And Hull have had a couple of wins now on the trot after a slow start. They've picked up a little bit. And I think there'll be goals around in this game. QPR can't afford to stall too much longer. But I think it'll be an entertaining draw. I'm going to go Queen's Park Rangers 2, Hull City 2. 2 to go on Tuesday then. And the first of those is Sunderland against Derby County. Now, Sunderland, as I say, got edged out at Watford at the weekend, but still hold a top 2 place. Just holding off, Blackburn on games 1 because the goal difference is exactly the same. The goal scored is exactly the same. So it goes right down to the last division almost of games won, which was 5/4. Anyway, that's all too early for that, really, isn't it? But Sunderland are still there, flying high, having a really good start to the season, and they play Derby County. And as I say, Derby slipped up at home, didn't get any points for the first time at home this season against Norwich. So a little alarm bell might sound there, because they hadn't picked up any points away from home either. So they will really want to put that right. But I think Sunderland will be too strong on them. Another big crowd guaranteed. Sunderland and Derby County. It's a good ring to it, hasn't it? Of historically. But I'm going to say Sunderland are going to take the points, but in a very tight, close match. Don't put your money on goals galore on this one. I'm going to go Sunderland 1, Derby 0. And finally, on Tuesday evening, we have West Bromwich Albion licking their wounds after their first and unexpected loss to a certain degree away at Sheffield Wednesday. They're playing home to Middlesbrough, who beat Stoke 2-0. So I think West Brom will get back to type on Tuesday night. Back to the West Brom we know, not conceding at home, just doing the business, getting the goal or two to take the points and stay on track at the top of the table. We shall see. That's what I'm going to say. So I'm going to go, as I say, West Bromwich Albion 2, Middlesbrough 0. So that is Tuesday night dealt with. And we go for 4 more matches left in this match day 8, as it is, or midweek match day 8. So on Wednesday, the 2nd of October, we've got first up, they're all called it away, bar one. The first one listed is Preston North End against Watford. As I say, Watford had a really notable win against Sunderland to keep their little decent run going towards the top of the table. They just had a little bit of a slip, didn't they? 2 losses and a draw, but they pulled it around with a great win on Saturday. And I think they'll take this one as well. Preston really are a bit hapless at the moment, unfortunately. So I'm going to go for them to get beat at home. And it's Preston North End 0, Watford to take the points, Watford 1. 3 to go, and it's Sheffield United against Swansea. Both had draws at the weekend. Sheffield United had that, as I say, hard-earned point down at Portsmouth. That really was a tough one for them, but they came through and got went back home with a point. And Swansea had, as I say, it's not exactly a derby match because it's quite a distance between the two cities, but anything Bristol City in Wales is always has a bit of spice to it. Let's put it that way. And that was a 1-1 draw. I think Bristol City played quite well from what I watched of it. And Swansea contributed well. So it was a pretty decent match, decent football match. The football being played was decent, I mean. But I think here Sheffield United will continue their decent run, yet to lose. Probably need to score a goal or 2 more than they have been. So I'm going to take them to get a few here. I'm going to go Sheffield United 3, Swansea City 1. But Swansea will certainly give a good count of themselves, I'm sure. 2 to go. And we have Stoke City against Portsmouth. Now, this is a crunch game of the night, I think. It's really where both teams need to come to the table and start their season. I know Stoke have had a couple of wins, but they've also had 5 losses. And they've changed their coach recently. And they got booed, even the new man and the new team and the new approach, whatever it was, got booed off on Saturday by the Stoke travelling fans at Middlesbrough. So all is still not well in the Stoke area, and the Stoke club. So they will see this as not a must-win. I hate that phrase, must-win, especially after only 7 games in. But it's a game they will have targeted. Let's put it that way, to get 3 points at home and get their season back on the track. Portsmouth, meanwhile, playing pretty well, but they haven't got the points to show for it largely because of the calibre of teams they've been playing. All the teams that are at the top, so they will also see this as a chance to pick the pocket of Stoke and go and get some points and get the 3 points really, hopefully for them. So we shall see. I'm actually going to think it'll pan out to be a draw. I think the occasion, not the occasion, but the sort of need for points for both sides will sort of even out across the 90 minutes. And I'm going to say it's going to be Stoke City 1, Portsmouth 1. But either side could win this, because it really, there's nothing between these two sides, I don't think. But Portsmouth probably the little more settled team, possibly. We shall see. Stoke City 1, Portsmouth 1. And that brings us to last, but certainly not least, with Bristol City involved. It's Bristol City, the 8 o'clock kickoff on Wednesday. It's Bristol City versus Sheffield Wednesday. This should be a decent game as well. Sheffield Wednesday will be cock-a-hoop after sort of downing West Brom. 2 weeks running they downed the league leaders, because they beat Sunderland the week before, I believe. I've got that right. So they went for they're on a bit of a song at the moment. Bristol City is sort of stumbling along a little bit, nothing too dramatic. It's what they do. They sort of sit mid-table and neither charge up or slip up badly enough to be too worried about the bottom. But we shall see. That they've now picked up a couple of 4 points from 2 matches after a couple of really bad losses. So hopefully they can, from Bristol City fans' perspective anyway, can put Sheffield Wednesday away. It'll be a tough ask, but I'm going to say that they just will sneak it under the lights of Ashton Gate on Wednesday night. It'll be a great occasion, good occasion, with Sheffield Wednesday in town. They always bring a good following as well, so it will be an excellent championship night. And I'm going to say Bristol City do tend to flourish on these occasions, I have to say. So I'm going to say Bristol City 2, Sheffield Wednesday 1. And there we are, the midweek madness of which will be the championship this coming 2 nights, or 2 nights on Tuesday and Wednesday. And we'll see how the league table looks after 8 matches prior to the weekend, because then we go one more round of matches, and then that, I say, dreaded international break. It becomes an interference a little bit after one. They're quite quick in the autumn. And teams, it's difficult to get going, isn't it, with these breaks all the time and players disappearing, and it's a tough ask for all clubs that lose players to international squads. But there we go. We have match day 8 to look forward to over these 2 nights. I'm sure there'll be plenty of goals, frills and spills as always. And as I say, into October now, so we need something to warm our hearts, don't we? Let's say we have a great round of football. So I will say no more, other than to say, of course, please like and subscribe to the Football Overseas channel with this excellent platform. And I will no doubt see you again before the weekend matches, and we'll review what happens this week and look forward to the Saturday-Sunday games coming up. So have a great week, enjoy the matches, whatever you're watching this week. Thanks for listening. Bye for now.